are going to go back to talking about real arcade games today here on this Labor Day weekend bonanza. How are you doing, Zod Rider?
Oh, I'm doing great, and I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. These games were quarter munchers, right? You started playing them, and then you just wanted to keep playing until you either ran out of quarters or you beat the game, right? These beat 'em ups because they were both hard and easy at the same time. They were hard because you could hardly ever really they were designed for you to die and put in another quarter, but they were easy because you can keep playing them as long as you keep putting in them quarters. I think I remember on average, like to beat Ninja Turtles, a lot of people spent about like $20, for example. What do you think's the most you've ever put into an arcade machine playing games back in the day?
The most I ever put into an arcade machine, I think I put close to $50 in a Pit Fighter machine, trying
Oh
to
my
trying
god.
trying to beat Pit Fighter. And as a kid trying to beat Pit Fighter, it was maddening. I mean, it was something but I loved, the digitized graphics and stuff like that, and it was, but yeah, no, and to be completely transparent, I'd spent all that money and I never did beat Pit Fighter. I didn't beat Pit Fighter till many years later when I was able to play it at home. I'm still waiting for Arcade One Up to make that Pit Fighter Countercade I asked John D about all those years ago. Never happened. So,
best best beat 'em up Streets of Rage. That wasn't an arcade game. That's a Sega Genesis game.
well,
Um,
wait a minute though. At one point, didn't they have an arcade machine that had Streets of Rage 2 in it? Wasn't there an arcade
Maybe it
machine?
was the Sega Genesis arcade that
Wasn't it
played
the
Sega,
same?
but I
No,
don't
but
remember
wasn't there
that.
wasn't there like at some point? Didn't they do that? Didn't they do like a
I don't
Sega
think
Genesis
so.
arcade cabinet that
We'll
had
we'll
Streets of
we'll we'll
Rage
we'll,
2?
we'll Google it, but I don't remember one at
I don't-
all,
I
man.
I I like vaguely remember, and maybe it's because we've been talking so much for so many years about all these games, but I like vaguely remember there being some kind of Sega cabinet that had Streets of Rage in it, even if it was just like I don't
Okay,
know if it was like a
they
play
were Mega
choice kind
Drive.
of
There were
thing.
ones. There was Play Choices that played Mega Drive games in Asia and Europe.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what it was. Because
Yeah,
I don't ever remember coming across one myself physically, but I just always thought that they existed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Those are all good. Combat Tribes is definitely a better version of Double Dragon. I think Ninja Baseball, Batman, solid.
All games you could play on the original iArcade. Yes,
Legally,
yes.
which some people like OTG and KFB wanted to kill. KFB is so funny, man. He's making all these shorts about Breaker's Revenge. Breaker's Revenge is the best fighting game ever. I'm like, you realize, KFB, that game was on the iArcade.
I have it on the iArcade, but what I don't like is I have noticed some weird slowdown and sluggishness when I play Breaker's Revenge on the iArcade that I don't notice on any other devices that I play that game on. So it's making me wonder because the iArcade version, I don't know, to me it's a little bit buggy, but it is a legal way to play the game nonetheless.
Breaker's Revenge plays fine except for online. I think I don't know. The online on that cabinet was kind of mid. But I still wish it did play online. It'd be great if it did.
I never. That's the thing. I could never understand how iArcade worked to play people online. I tried it and it like never worked for me. I never understood how it
You'd have to
functioned.
you'd really have to be on Discord and be like, "Hey, anybody want to play this with me?" To like find them and play. Mystic Warriors, man, that's the sequel to Sunset Riders, is it? I think, but it was like a ninja game. Yeah. Final Fight was arcade, but Streets of Rage was way better and was home console. People are gonna hate me. right now, but I think Final Fight is overrated. Overrated.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Steps. You haven't played the Final Fight. You haven't played Final Fight Mega Drive that a homebrew Sega Genesis person is making, and it is a wonderful, wonderful port of Final Fight.
They had it on the Sega CD that was supposed to be pretty good.
It's even better. It's literally even better than the Sega CD version. It is so good, and
Is it?
it has two modes. It has arcade mode where everybody, where all the characters are choosable, and you can have the two-player co-op and stuff. And it also has Mega Drive mode, where when you go into Mega Drive mode, Maki from Final Fight 2 is also included as a playable character. It is so much fun. It is one of the best conversions of an arcade game that I've seen in a long time. It's really well done, and it's still being made. There's been several versions that revisions that this guy has put out, and I've been a member of his Patreon for a while, and it's such a fun project. And if you're even remotely a fan of Final Fight, okay, the arcade game, and you say that Final Fight is overrated, but I think if you play this version, the Mega Drive port with a 6-button, with the Mega Drive, controller, you will enjoy yourself. It is unbelievably fun. It gave me like Streets of Rage vibes, because it was just fun to be able to play with the Sega Genesis music and the Sega Genesis graphics, and yeah, it's wonderful.
They had 10-yard fight. See, 10-yard fight is, if you don't look at it as like a football game, you look at it more as like a classic 80s game, there's some funness to it. I mean, I don't hate 10-yard fight at all, but it's not a beat 'em up. Campy says he eventually grew up. Dude, they had all those Toplin shooters. Arcade had amazing shooters, but we're not talking about shooters today.
What?
I do 100% agree, Codley, and it's a shame. It's a shame that things went down the way they did, and that everybody tried to hate on it to further one up's pocketbooks. Because to be honest with you, there were some great ass games on it, and it was a much more quality machine.
Out of the box, it came with games that everybody wanted. That's like
Double Dragon was on it. Everybody's like, "We're gonna make a Double Dragon cap." They've already had a Double Dragon cap.
Yeah. You had Double Dragon. You had Dragon's Lair as well, which was something that everybody made a big deal out of when Arcade 1-Up finally came out with their version of Dragon's Lair. But people don't realize that Dragon's Lair was a pack-in game on the iArcade, and if you have an iArcade, you can still play it, and it's a legal way to play that game.
Final Fight was with big sprites, but Streets of Rage was superior. See, for me, I play Final Fight, and I'm like, okay, it's okay. There's Capcom beat 'em ups I think are better than Final Fight, like Knights of the Round. I enjoy playing Knights of the Round more than Final Fight. King of Dragons, enjoy it more than Final Fight. I honestly, I don't get why there was so many people that are like Final Fight, Final Fight, Final Fight. I'm like, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. Everybody keeps talking about Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage, man, the soundtrack from Koshiro, man.
Streets of Rage 2 had the superior soundtrack.
But none of these were in the arcade. Not arcade, I just thought, we're gonna have a short show today because Zod Rider's got a show right at 8, so we got to abruptly cut it. So I was like, let's just talk about some beat 'em ups. That sounds nice and simple.
Gamer Fridge just mentioned one of the greatest beat 'em ups of all time. Not only is it one of the greatest beat 'em ups of all time, but it's also being ported to the Sega Genesis Mega Drive by a great by a great indie developer as well. So listen,
It's so
that's
funny.
awesome.
It's so funny. I'm like, you know what? It's Labor Day weekend. Let's give the people what they want. We'll talk about at least real arcades because I don't want to talk about fake arcades. It's funny. Everybody wants to talk about Mega Drive, which I was like,
Yeah, but that's
cool.
what we but see that's the thing, Steps. That's what we started because we were talking because we've been talking about
About Mega
Mega
Drive.
Drive for the last couple of
Yeah.
weeks. So it's sort of like, you kind of got people used to it. That's why I say, what I'm thinking about, Steps. I mean, hey.
Yeah. Godly's ready for the screening. All the Streets of Rage games were great, including 3. Yeah, it's not as good though, but it's good. I mean, it's not
Three,
as
three.
good. It's good.
See, I would say that Streets of Rage 3 is underrated. I really would. I think it's a great game, but the problem is it was impossible for whatever they came up with to live up to Streets of Rage 2. That's the problem. See, it's not that Streets of Rage 3 is necessarily a bad game. It's just that the expectations were so through the roof on every level that there was no way that they were going to live up to it. That's the problem with making such an iconic title, and Streets of Rage, 4 that came out later is good. It's fun. It's great. Modern retro, but it's not. It still isn't Streets of Rage 2. I mean, come on.
I wish I see Sega keeps going in this way where they're trying to like reinvent their classics a little bit, and like it almost looks like too polished. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say other than that. Like it doesn't. It gives you a vibe of a different game. It's not, I don't know. Like the new Shinobi game, like Streets of Rage 4. Streets of Rage 4 is a great game, but it doesn't feel like you're playing Streets of Rage on the Mega Drive or the Genesis, whichever term you prefer.
KFB. I got to tell you, I'm rooting for Isage too. I love that character. She's wonderful. Uh, Aliens versus Predator is another top tier game. Capcom beat 'em up. I don't know. What's your favorite Capcom beat 'em up of all time? Is it Knights of Round for real?
King of Dragons, maybe. I like King of Dragons.
I I mean, I don't know. I there's so many good ones. It's just we have access to everything. So it's
Yeah, Knights of the Round and King of Dragons is pretty neck and neck. They're both solid. I like them. Um, I probably would never play them if it wasn't for playing them on Big Blue or I had the Yoga Flame PCB that was in my Big Blue, which had King of Dragons. And so that's when I started playing them, and I'm like, wow, these are great. But to be honest with you, is Knights of the Round any different than Golden Axe? You know what I mean? Like very similar. Very similar. Same with King of Dragons. They're all similar games.
well,
Um,
speaking of Golden Axe and those types of games, there was a very similar game that got a release not too long ago on the Mega Drive called Water Margin. That's a beat 'em up, like a Chinese. It's based on like Chinese mythology, Chinese history, and it's very much like a Golden Axe type of game. And I would say that it's a better beat 'em up than Golden Axe. Definitely.
have you played Golden Axe Revenge of Death Adder though?
Yes.
That's my
Yes.
that
Now,
one's
now, now, now,
fantastic.
Death Adder is definitely better,
It
but
is.
but the Water Margin game on Mega Drive or Genesis puts the previous Golden Axe games to shame, in my opinion.
It's an utter shame, an utter catastrophe that they never released Revenge of Death Adder on a console at all.
I
The only way
I
they
expected it. I expected that game to come out for Super Nintendo for some reason, but it never did. I
well, Revenge
always
of Death
thought that
Adder
it
was a
would.
Sega game. You think they would have put it on Saturn or Dreamcast or even in a collection now where you could get it. But I think they put it on the Astro City Mini and
Yeah,
it was on the A1
really.
Up. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That game deserves more because that's a
iArcade should
fantastic
have
beat 'em up.
got
It's
iArcade
on my
should have got it.
iArcade. That's where I play it. I'm not even gonna lie.
Now, but
like honestly, like if I turned on by iArcade, that's one of the games. Like that's a go-to game. Revenge of Death Adder. That is a great freaking game for sure. 2025 and Sega Genesis is still getting new games and folks still squeezing better looking games out of old hardware.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's I still hold out hope because we know it will not be Nintendo. But I like what Atari's doing with the 7800 plus. I want to see a 16-bit console where you could buy physical games, new physical games again. That would just be great. And the beat 'em up genre is one that definitely should be involved in that. You know?
They should actually just I like your idea that you mentioned a couple shows ago where you said that they were about Sega Genesis, about re-releasing the Sega Genesis, where you could play it on play physical
Yeah, just like
cartridges
the
again.
7800 plus. You put an HDMI on it, and people plug it in, and then you can pop in the cartridges, old ones, new ones, whatever.
Because like
And
the point that Devastator made over here, think about it. It's 2025 and the Sega Genesis is still getting new games and folks squeezing better looking games out of old hardware. I mean, that's the truth. You're getting brand new Sega Genesis titles in 2025. Some really, really great games. I mean, we're talking about beat 'em ups. Paprium is fantastic. I don't know if you guys have gotten a chance to play Paprium or you know the whole legend and the controversy surrounding Paprium, but it's one of the greatest beat 'em ups I've ever played, arcade, console, or otherwise. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. Um, Overthink Gaming, a video game for in the One Punch Man universe is being considered for sure. In fact, there was one in development a couple of about a year or so ago when I first started the project. There was a an idea for a beat 'em up game being tossed around, and I had been talking to some people who were going to help me develop it, and that fell through. But I definitely would like to do that at some point. Maybe after I finish Samira's Wonderland, that'll be something I can turn my attention to. Sega Genesis is definitely got to.
is Michael Jackson's Moonwalker a beat 'em up?
I would say so. I would say that
Both the
you
arcade and the Genesis version?
wouldn't you classify it as that, or would you classify it as a shooter?
It feels more like a beat 'em up.
Because there's
Because
levels in there
you're
where you're
walking, yeah, but you're walking into the enemies and you're I don't know. It's weird because you're like
yeah
you're putting on like dance moves. It's
right
like
but it's one of those games that one of those games that is insanely fun to play, whether you're playing it on the Sega Genesis or you're playing it in the arcade. It is so much fun. I mean, come on. It's pretty badass, to be honest with you.
yeah, yeah. It's a holiday weekend and people are probably leaving and all that other stuff. So we don't have much of a sample group, but so far we got Ninja Turtles at 44% leading the pack of best beat 'em up. Double Dragon's at 0%. Nobody's voted for Double Dragon. Golden Axe is at 33% and X-Men's at 22. So pretty interesting. I this is kind of like how I would rank them personally. If I ranked them in order, that's how I would rank them. I go Ninja Turtles, Golden Axe, X-Men, Double Dragon. But some people absolutely love X-Men. But see, I just thought the X-Men was a rehash of Ninja Turtles.
Speaking of a rehash of X-Men or a rehash of the Ninja Turtles, did you see the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe
Beat 'em up?
beat 'em up that's coming
Yeah.
out from Bitmap
Yeah.
Bureau?
Yeah.
I am so hyped for that game. As a kid, I loved He-Man. I loved He-Man with a passion.
It's
And
good.
I cannot wait for that game to come out. I am like
Dude, you know what'd
So
be
excited.
really badass is if He-Man gave like a lesson, a moral lesson at the end of every stage. Like you finish the stage and he'd be like, "What we learned this week
Oh,
is
that would be beautiful. That would be so good. I hope that happens.
that
And then
would
they
be the
need
best."
and then they need to follow up and then they need to follow up with a She-Ra game and a Thundercats game. That's what they need to do. That the idea of
I think
like
She-Ra's in this game.
coalescing around that era. Yeah, I saw that Tila was in it, but I don't know if She-Ra
No,
is,
I
but she
think
might.
there's a
She
I think
might.
I saw a photo of
There's a
She-Ra
She-Ra
in it
level.
as well. I
Okay,
think I saw
cool.
She-Ra, but I do love like Grandamir's in it. I was kind of like, but he looks like almost like Grandamir's a bad guy, but Grandamir in the series is a good guy, if you remember correctly. The dragon, the red dragon.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember.
Grandamir was like a it was pretty standout character in this series. Like he's in quite a few episodes, and yeah, I was happy to see Grandamir because that was funny. The first thing I saw, like, oh, is there gonna be Grandamir? And there's Grandamir, and
Just seeing Prince Adam raising that sword and seeing it just be I to me this game has potential to be one of the greatest beat 'em ups
sure,
of
but the
all
problem,
time,
the
man.
problem, the problem though is like you hear about some of these, like the GI Joe one that were
Oh,
like
the
people
GI
are
Joe
like,
one was dog shit. But
see,
but that's but that's
that's
on
my
the
concern.
that's on the but it's not the same company that's putting it out though. This is Bitmap Bureau that's bringing us the 2D
What did they brought before?
T2
What did they brought before?
Final Vendetta,
Okay, I've
which
heard of
is
that one.
which is
I've heard
that
it was
which
good.
is that which is that Neo Geo style beat 'em up, which is fantastic, which is one of my favorite beat 'em ups. And of course, they brought us Xenocrisis, and Xenocrisis was a game changer. So I am really excited for what they can do for He-Man. I think they're a good company, and they'll be able to do
Do you
it.
think they'll bring out 95-year-old Alan Oppenheimer to voice Skeletor?
Well, I mean that he did voice Skeletor a few years back. Amazon,
He also was Moss Man in the Revelation series because they didn't have him as Skeletor, but they had him as Moss Man, I think. And
right? Right. Mark Hamill was Skeletor in the Revelation series, but
I
they.
didn't even watch it, to be honest, because like I was like I'm too partial to the original. I'm like,
I'll tell you this. It got a lot of hate for a lot of the wrong reasons. And while I didn't hate it, I definitely don't prefer it to the original and consider it to be its own thing. Even though it does kind of feel like it's literally supposed to be a follow-up to the original. It's just not quite there. But I think if they bring Oppenheimer back, right? If they bring him back for Skeletor to voice, because he did voice Skeletor again for there was like a short
they made
He-Man.
a short episode, yeah, but that was several years ago now. I
I
think
can't.
it was like I have it on iTunes. I paid
Yeah, I
for it. I
have it
watched
on.
it.
I have it on Amazon. Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was, and it was. It's just fun to watch every once in a while to go back. But he was older than dirt then, so now, so now it'd be even crazier. But they'll probably just, if they want to use his voice, they'll probably just
Yeah.
use AI to do his voice.
I hope not. I'd rather see real actors get the gig. But Irwin, I think that's his name. Irwin was He-Man, and he didn't do any public appearances ever or sign anything for anybody. He passed away. I know that. So the voice of He-Man gone. I don't know who I don't know who else is left. I do know obviously about Skeletor. He also was Mayor Tutwiler in Mama's Family. If you ever watched that show with Mama Harper, I love that show growing up, watching all the reruns.
KFB, them delaying that movie, I think, is the worst thing that they could do, especially with the Legacy Collection coming out and everybody being hyped to play the old games again. I mean, I think you need to capitalize on that.
There
And
was a bunch of buzzkill on that Legacy collection though, because there's no lobbies, is what I heard, and I heard that there's a lot of disappointment.
man, I don't know. I don't know. It seems like they're trying to botch the year of Mortal Kombat for some reason. But yeah, pushing that movie back was not a good idea. I think they're gonna live to regret it. I think if it would have came out when it was supposed to, I think the hype train would have been real and when they would have rolled with it. I don't know what happened. That's crazy. Maybe they're changing Jade's look because of all the backlash they got for making her bald and for a couple other things that fans didn't like. Hell, maybe they'll recast Carl Urban with a younger Johnny Cage. I mean, pushing it back till May. That's a long time to delay a movie. I mean, they've got enough. That gives them enough time to like literally go in and do like massive reshoots on this thing. They could literally pushing it back till May means that they could literally like reshoot the whole movie if they had to.
Well, I think they should delay it if they don't have it ready. I think so. If they intend on having that, delay this shit. Wait. That's better. It's better. People could wait. The games are really old. We could wait longer.
We can. They just need to do what they need to do to get it right. And I do agree with that, but I just think that delaying the release of that movie after all the hype that they built around it, I think is foolish. But I'm sure they have good reason. And if they're listening to the fans and making changes based on what diehard Mortal Kombat fans like KFB and others have said, then maybe it will be the delay will be for the better because hey, yeah, better late than a half-arsed release. That's exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
I'm still finishing up my movie. I was supposed to my goal was to have it released in July, and I had to push it back too. But I'm just one guy, so I'm trying to do everything. I don't have a big studio and tons of and millions of dollars behind me though. That's kind of the difference. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully it'll work out for the better for Mortal Kombat though. Breakers is better. Wow.
Breakers, man, where were you guys like 5 years ago when that was a thing? Now you're like Breakers. I'm like, it was 5 years ago. Man, that was a lot of
At
fun.
One Punch Stand will be out before Mortal Kombat because the full cut of Mortal Kombat. I'm thinking the full cut of One Punch Stand will probably be out within the early months of 2026. I'm not expecting it to take too long because I'll probably have the movie completely done before the end of the year. That's my
Mama's
goal.
Family is greater than
Mama's
everything.
Family, yeah.
God, I love that theme song of that house and the way she just walks up to the front of the door after getting the man. I don't know. It's just such a like macaroni and cheese comfort food show. Oh, I almost thought about driving 7 hours just to meet Mama Harper at a convention.
Oh my
It's
God,
like,
really?
what?
Is she still alive?
Yes, she was never that old. She was younger when she played Mama's Family. It was like a wig and makeup. So like now she's actually the age of what you thought Mama Harper was. She's like 70.
Also, now if they decided to like do a revival of that
But
show,
all the other members are dead, so they can't revive it because so like I don't know what they
that's
would do.
that's ironic. Wow, everybody's dead except her.
Yeah,
That is
because like
crazy.
all of her kids, that the people that played her kids are dead. Because I think her kids was the, Betty White, right? Rose Nyland. Betty White was one of her kids. Then there was Rue McClanahan from the Golden Girls as well. Blanche was one of her kids in that show, or it was Aunt Fran? Maybe it was her sister. I don't know, but she was on that show.
Wow,
She's gone. Vinton, her son,
all
he's
gone.
gone. Naomi might be alive. I don't know, but this is not a Mama's Family podcast. Uh, Hey,
What do you mean? Somebody might come out with a Mama's Family
beat
beat
them
'em up.
up. That'd be funny. Your mom. Well, they made Marge Simpson with the purse hit people in The Simpsons. The Simpsons is another overrated beat 'em up. I'm sorry, it's mid. I'm
It
not a
it,
fan.
it is overrated. It was cute. It was cute the first couple times you played it, but now it's kind of just like, hey, I did have fun playing the Simpsons with my niece. We ran through the entire
Yeah,
played through the entire game. It was fun, but I
I'm not
don't
gonna say it can't be fun, but
but
it's
I but
not that
I'm not
great.
but
It's
I
not
don't
a
think it's that great of a beat 'em up. I mean, I actually would say that Ninja Baseball Batman is a better beat 'em up than The Simpsons. And I think
I
Ninja Baseball Batman is a game that should have been ported over to like Super Nintendo. That's a game that would have been a perfect beat 'em up for Super Nintendo. What happened?
you ever play the game Hook in the arcade? The Hook arcade game? It's
Yeah,
by Irem. That's a beat 'em up, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, Hook is better. Hook is better. I honestly like. I think Double Dragon's better. The Simpsons and a beat 'em up are just kind of like a weird mix to me. I don't know. I get that they wanted to make a game because people are gonna put quarters in it just for the name. I get the reason why so many people like put it on their beat 'em ups top 5, top 10. I think P-Dubs put it on his top 5 beat 'em ups. Uh, I think it's just because of the name. It gets attention. But the truth of the matter, I just think the game's mid. Uh, Papa Brad, are you streaming tonight? Are you streaming tonight? I think there's some cancellations in the streaming department today because of the holiday weekend. So I don't all know who all is streaming. We went ahead and had a show, right? Grand Theft Auto 6. Who cares about MK? I don't know if Grand Theft Auto 6 has elements of beat 'em ups.
For sure, for sure. Elements, yes, elements.
If you like beating up prostitutes, right? We're talking okay, Breaker's Revenge. The Ichabod knows all about Breaker's Revenge because he had an iArcade. Combat Tribes. Yes, we were talking about a little bit about that earlier. The better version of Double Dragon. If you have never played Combat Tribes, look it up. Play this game.
It's a fun
It's
game.
a good one.
I got it on
think
iArcade.
I think it was released on Super Nintendo, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes,
Well, not
and
Mega Drive though.
the Super Nintendo version is watered down in comparison, but
Combat Tribes. Let's
it's still
see.
it's still fun.
Okay, yeah, just Super NES. There might be a port of it on Genesis, but it's like a fan game. It should have been on more consoles because Combat Tribes, yeah, it's definitely fun. I used to play that online all the time on the iArcade. Retro Legends Arcade is going to be on at 7:55 Central Time, so that's 8:55 if you're on the East Coast. Yes, we played through Combat Tribes. We played through Combat Tribes. We also played through Battletoads, which is a beat 'em up. Battletoads, when it was on the Killer Instinct arcade, we played through that. Battletoads is actually a pretty good beat 'em up. Have you played Battletoads, the arcade game?
Yeah, it is definitely. I agree.
Yeah. You can play it on Xbox still. It's on Xbox if you have a Game Pass. And is Cuphead considered a beat 'em up? I don't know. Is it? Is it a beat 'em up or a shoot 'em up? Or is it its own thing? I mean, I've seen my kid play it. I never played it. I think it looks fun, but I don't have time to go backwards and play it now. It's like Pit Fighter was a great beat 'em up. I have a confession. I've never played Pit Fighter. I just disappointed Zod Rider. You can tell he's like,
I wish Pit Fighter would have come on the iArcade. I would have been very happy with Pit Fighter on iArcade.
Sunset Riders. I think Sunset Riders is a beat 'em up. It really is. It's kind of like a shoot. It's kind of a shoot 'em up and a beat 'em up, but really it's a beat 'em up.
Yeah.
I think Cowboys of Moon Mesa I put on the thumbnail today because that's like the cartoon version of Sunset Riders, even though they're both technically cartoony. But Moon Mesa was definitely more cartoony. Moon Mesa, I never watched that show. I never bought those figurines, but that arcade game is a good one. I love Cowboys of Moon Mesa. It's up there with those Ninja Turtles games as far as fun. Not that many people know about it compared to the Turtles games. Um, Sunset Riders is just really, really good, but it has to be, this is where it has to be the arcade version or the Super Nintendo version. The Genesis version is not as good in this case. And I will just flat out say it. Hate saying it, but the Super Nintendo and the arcade versions are the way to go on Sunset Riders. Have you played all of them, Zod?
The arcade version and the Super Nintendo, yeah.
Have you played this Genesis one?
I may have, but I don't really remember.
It's not. It's you start playing, you're like, oh, it's like, oh, I wish this was the Super Nintendo version. Battle Queens. Okay. Battle Queens. Let's look it up. Battle Queens. I know Paprium is a beat 'em up.
Paprium is fantastic. I think you would love.
Yeah,
Paprium.
I need to do it. Battle Queens is from 2020.
Did you get your EverDrive for Genesis yet?
No, I we'll see what we're gonna do, but that is on high up my list right now. I'm looking at this trailer for Battle Queens, and the one, some of these characters remind me. The one character is reminding me of the lady from Soul Calibur. I guess I could show it. I just don't know what music wise will be a problem. So I guess I just won't share the music because you never know. Sometimes you get like copyright shit for no good reason. All right, here it is, Battle Queens. See the lady with the disc. She reminds me of that character that came out in Soul Calibur 3. What's her name? Trying to remember. You know what? This actually looks like it could be fun. It's definitely not 16-bit or anything, but
It's too elaborate.
too elaborate, you think? Oh wow, it looks like it's starting to have like magic and like it almost looks like it has RPG elements. Interesting.
Devastator's saying that's not it.
That's not it. It says Battle Queens. Oh, it's League of Legends. It's just, how many Battle Queens do they have then? Jeez, man. Battle Queens. Battle Queens. Is this it? Battle Queen?
Put Battle Queen 16-bit or Battle Queens Korea.
Battle Queen not with S at the end? Or is this a fighting game?
Just Battle Queen. It's a beat 'em up.
Is she spanking her? Are you serious? What is this game? What is this thing, man? What? Look at this. This
looks cool.
This looks really interesting.
Cell shaded graphics.
This is not a beat 'em up though. So this can't be what he's talking about. How many Battle Queen games are there?
It's
this one.
Battle Queen with a no S battle.
Oh, thanks, Papa Brad. I didn't change much with the logo. I just took the G out and added steps and made it a little bit smaller. It took gaming completely out of the logo. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. But I like it. I like to keep things similar to what I have, and yellow and orange are kind of the colors that I've had. So gotta stick with them. Yeah, this is. I don't know. It looks innocent enough, but then I'm pretty sure like she did a finisher where she was spanking that girl, and I'm like, what is this? Is this like a sexy game, or is it like a fighting game, or what is this? Battle Queen is wild, but this is not a beat 'em up. This is definitely not a beat 'em up. What's gonna happen here? I'm like waiting for something crazy to happen because she's about dead. What? What year did this come out? 2020? Look at this. That's like what they make for games in Japan is just nuts. My God. Anyway, thanks a lot, Devastator. We appreciate your suggestions. Oh my God. This game looks great. Definitely not a beat 'em up. It's a fighting game. Fighting game for sure. Don't you think?
Definitely.
Yeah. Papa Brad, good choice. Yeah, of course. The guy that does retro babe of the week. Oh man. Do you have a favorite beat 'em up of all time?
I go back and forth between Batman Returns for the Super Nintendo because I absolutely love that. I actually have that. I have that an inbox copy of it on my shelf. That and
Oh no. Oh no.
I like Renegade for the original NES.
But okay, arcade beat 'em ups.
Arcade, I think it's more for me. I don't know. I'm almost there's an arcade game beat 'em up called Zero Team USA that I really like, and then there's a Konami beat 'em up called Violent Storm, which I absolutely love, which is really fun, and I also like Vendetta. Vendetta is another beat 'em up, and I think from Konami. So
Vigilante.
you like Vigilante? I think
Vigilante is a great game.
Vigilante is a good one. I got it on the iArcade.
It's on my arcade as well. But I think my favorite beat 'em up of all time is definitely Ninja Turtles. And nostalgia wise, it's the original. But if we're talking gameplay wise, it's the Turtles in Time, probably. But I do like a lot of other ones, like Vigilante, like Revenge of Death Adder. Revenge of Death Adder is really close. That's a damn good one. King of Dragons, like I said before. Love King of Dragons. I don't get into Bad Dudes, but a lot of people love Bad Dudes. It feels like Double Dragon to me. What about you? Do you play Bad Dudes?
I don't really like Bad Dudes that much. I like Double Dragon better.
I think that if you're a little bit older, that people I really like Bad Dudes and Double Dragon, and Gamer Fridge is not alone in that. But me playing most of the arcades I played probably in the 90s, you know what I mean? That's where I'm coming from. And you are a little bit younger than me, so I would probably assume that you probably played similar to me, maybe a little bit newer even. So yeah, Biggie D, good to see you, Biggie D. Is Biggie D
What's up, Biggie
streaming
D?
this Sunday or is he off on Sunday? Because I know you got Labor Day weekend this weekend. What is your favorite Capcom beat 'em up? Because you told me earlier, you asked me what my favorite Capcom beat 'em up was.
Capcom. I'd have to say Final Fight for Capcom.
Really? Even though I just said Final Fight was overrated. Okay.
Right.
So you like Final Fight?
I really like Final Fight. I've always been a Final Fight fan. You know, the Capcom. You know, it's funny because Capcom. There's more. To me, there's more really high end fighters for Capcom than there are like beat 'em ups. Capcom should have made more beat 'em ups. Now, if you want to know what my all-time favorite Capcom beat 'em up of all time is, it's not arcade. It's actually Mighty Final Fight for Nintendo.
Really?
That game to me I think that game is better than the real Final Fight. I think that game is like so awesome. And it was made really late in the Nintendo life cycle.
Yeah, it's one of those top like most expensive Nintendo games of all.
And to me it is so much fun. Like I love that game. I play it all the
You
time.
legally own a copy of this game, Zodrider?
I do. Yes. In fact, I can pull it off the shelf. I've got the manual and everything. I've got the game.
How much did it cost you, Zodrider?
I don't know. You know what? I don't know. Have to check my.
I bought it years ago at Toys R Us.
Yeah. KB Toys. I used to have my original. I wish I still had my original copy of River City Ransom for Nintendo because I had it complete in box back in the day from when I was a kid, and I wish I still had my copy because River City Ransom is another one that I loved growing up.
All right, I'm looking up Mighty Final Fight NES. How much is this going for on eBay? Brand new, $75. That's a repro. Authentic cartridge with box and sleeve, $900. Cartridge only, $320.
You'd be better off buying the Famicom version. You can get it a lot cheaper. You can get the Japanese version a lot cheaper if you're looking for a physical copy.
Final Fight collection for $64. This is fake. You got me. I just knew that it was expensive, but it's not as bad as Little Samson. Little Samson's like.
Well, Little Samson is not a beat 'em up. So
I know it's not.
I actually wish Little Samson was a beat 'em up though. That would be cute with those graphics. It would have been neat as a beat 'em up.
Well, it's too bad. Shooters already took the term cute 'em up, so we can't have a cute beat 'em up and call it cute 'em up. Oh man, that would be funny. There's got to be some ones like that though already out there. I don't know. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That's kind of cutesy.
That's a cutesy one, but it's more modern. It's more of a modern retro.
Yeah. Did you ever play River City Girls?
Yeah, I've played all of them, and I actually like the prequel game that was out for the Super Famicom that never came out for Super Nintendo. The River City Girls Zero, they called it in the US when they released it and translated it here finally. But it's been available for, there's been like translated ROM versions of it available for years. There's been physical cartridges made and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. It's actually translated as the eulogy for Kunio's friends. That's what the actual title of the game, of the Japanese version, actually translates to in English. And it's a fun game. I absolutely love it. I've always been a big fan of that particular series, going all the way back to Renegade on the NES.
Yeah, they had some good. What's Technos, right?
Technos Japan, yes.
Yes. They were heavy on the iArcade. Biggie D, Cadillac, and Dinosaurs. What was Double Dragon on the arcade? I never played that. Was that a beat 'em up or was that something else? What was it? What type of game was it?
What do you mean Double Dragon?
Not Double Dragon. I'm sorry. Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons was like would be, I think, would be considered a beat 'em up, like the Punisher, right?
Yeah, Punisher's a beat 'em up. I played Punisher. It's on the Marvel Capcom collection.
Punisher's fun. Punisher's fun. Yeah, I play Punisher on the MVSX all the time.
See, there you go. What about Punisher? Yes, Punisher's definitely a good beat 'em up. I think it's better than Final Fight. Similar game, pretty much the same game, but I like it better. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I just do. Ichabod says Roller Games by Konami. Roller Games? I've never heard of that. Let's take a look. Roller Games by Konami. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Is this really a beat 'em up? We're gonna share this and then we're gonna probably end the stream because Zod Rider's gotta go.
Yep.
Okay. Let's get into this game, please. This is not a... Is this a beat 'em up or is this a sports game? I guess it's kind of like a beat 'em up sports game. It's like constant hockey fight.
Oh yeah. I played this before.
Yeah. You ever play Hit the Ice? It reminds me of like just the fighting. Hit the Ice. that was a good arcade game. I wouldn't mind trying this. This looks kind of fun. It's just roller derby, right? Interesting. I wonder how many quarters people put into that one. Yes, there is a Sailor Moon beat 'em up arcade. I played that one. Definitely played that one. It's okay. I don't know. Have you played Sailor Moon?
I have.
Did you like it?
Not really.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's okay. It's not terrible. Like I could actually play it, but yeah. I guess it wasn't in the US, was it?
No, it was Japanese.
I don't know how I ended up playing it. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it does. It was going in a circle, wasn't it? Well, we are going to end just a little bit early because Glenn's Retro Show's already on if you want to go catch that. And Zod Rider has a screening to do of his movie. So we are going to do that. Papa Brad has a stream in 1 hour, right? It's 1 hour? Yeah, 1 hour away from Retro Legends Arcade on Papa Brad's Gaming. Go check that out. There's no Super Game Room dudes this week, and Glenn's on now. So there's the news.
All right,
and we'll see you next week.
See you guys later.
Subscribe to the Zod Rider. We'll see you next time.
And for those that are in the chat that are going to be at the One Punch Dance screening, I will see you over there. Later, guys.